Otakus, and welcome back to my channel. We are back for some more Pokemon conspiracy theories. This one is titled Everything Dies. It's a fairly short one, so I'll try to read it as slow as I can. I'm still trying to figure out the toning of my voice in these. Because I know with everybody with Creepypastas, it's kind of, they're all low and mellow and kind of in the dark and have pictures. But I don't have that because I suck at YouTube. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. One of the first memories I could recall with my father was leaving the family. He didn't speak a word to us, just walked towards the grooves. I never saw him after that day. The part that disturbed me the most was how everyone else took this. They just stood there watching on with knowing eyes, as if they knew the day would come eventually. My mother was described to be wild, and a feral, if you will. She had escaped from some kind of confinement that my father was bound to, as he only had time to visit us when he could before he vanished from my life entirely. I never got to know him very well, though through her I was taught about the dangers of those and walked on the earth with two legs. Anytime I asked why, she would just shudder and look away and remind me about my father. She told me the hard fact eventually, and after much pestering, that he died. I was confused and asked why he did with tearful eyes and how she knew this. She replied with something so surprisingly cryptic that would puzzle me throughout my entire life. Everything dies, sweetie. It was just what we were born to do. I was taught to cherish my life since then. I tried to keep a positive mood throughout, making friends with the diverse denizens of the forest. One thing that bothered me, though, they did not have their things on their backs like my family did. I always had them since birth. I did not know how well to describe them. Plant-like. Sometimes I see similar things growing out from the ground. Only mine were coming from my back. Odd. I was told that we were safe here, hidden in the woodlands, free to play and wrestle with each other. When I was playing around, I often got a sharp pain in my back. That something made me quit entirely. The others did not seem to have these backaches. Then what I assumed was rumored two-legged creatures came to our forest. They were after us. Many resisted, some fell, others were knocked and beaten into submission, and a select few others were abducted. I should know, because I was one of them. The two-legger that had me by a metaphorical leash and collar conversed with an older man about me specifically, and especially about the things on my back, which seemed to hurt with each passing day. Through this, I learned that they had a benefit for me, that they were releasing these purple fumes that seemed to hurt others. I had to learn this quickly myself if I ever stood a chance of surviving. There was a mentioning of a specific number, 24. 24? I wanted to know more. Why that number? Why was it important? What did it mean? A long time ago, I had met what I assumed that a parasite would make me do when it was done with me, whatever that would be. I only assumed this because of the fact that our names were similar, and that I had some vague resemblance to me as well. Some were small, others were subtle. There was no doubt in my mind that we were like one of the same. With a little help and guidance, we overcame the monstrosity and left to die. I got a good look at it. It was horrible. At first I mistook the white dots to its face as the creature's eyes, but I was mistaken. It had none at all. The infection started to grow out of it. How could it see? Was it blind? Dead? But it was moving. How could a dead thing be moving? It's back. Oh God, it's back. I had come to terms with the fact that I am no longer in control of my body anymore. The parasite is what moves me around, takes orders, and all my day-to-day activities. I can't even breathe without the help of the thing inside me. I've gone completely to submission. I was now fully under control of it, and the human still wouldn't even try to help me. I am starting to believe that he's a sadist who enjoys watching me in suffering. Every day my back hurts more and more. The only thing I still have left is my consciousness, and even that I feel is slowly starting to be taken away from me as well. The parasite had gotten into my brain, controlling my movement. Every time I start to move on my own free will, it takes over again. I have absolutely no freedom. The pain, it still hurts, all the same without any sympathy. I can feel it inside me. I feel it more than in my back now. I can feel it behind my skin, in my nerves and tendrils, making me twitch and itch irritably. withering, moving, growing. The number the human said that day repeats in my mind every day since, as if it was the only number I knew anymore. 24, 24, 24, 24. One night I was released from my containment to find the boy alone. Although we speak in different tongues figuratively, he must have sensed how melancholic I was becoming. He embraced my smaller body to his chest in what I figured would be the final time. He realized what was going to happen, and whispered to me that there was nothing he could do about it. There was one way to stop it, but then I would never have my full potential. He told me that it was nothing personal, that it only has to happen. In a whisper, he repeated what my mother told me that day when my father left. I never understood what she meant, but I knew now. It's okay. Everything dies. I was returned to my dwelling thereafter. I awoke to the movement of my body waking about, the mindless abomination beneath my flesh having a full control of my movement. The most I could do was skitter. They only twitched some of the tendrils that only delayed the process, however. There was no human in sight, my own or any other. I seemed to be alone in these woods. The only thing I was able to do is think as my body was guided. It climbed a tree before using my own teeth to grip into the bark. I tried to jerk my head away to get it loose, but it was all in vain. I looked around at any signs of hope, or perhaps even to try to find other members of my species around me into the neighboring trees. The affectionate side of them taking root as it bursts from their backs in full form, scarlet, trickling the trunk of the tree as well as the ground below. The parasite inside of them is becoming larger, forming a large bulb crimsoned by the blood of its host. If it was that I realized that we as a species were doomed. We are all fated to this horrendous death once we reach maturity, but our body still moves and is taken over by something else. My body suddenly grows an intense white that would blind one's eyes before I do become like my brethren around me. It was almost as if my body had become a light in its purity. Then the pain started. The last pain I will ever feel, and it was there at its full force. It was almost as if my back was pierced by 1,000 knives, liquid traveling down and flowing down my legs. I screamed out, although nobody told it to stop. Congratulations! Your Paris evolved into a parasite. Yeah, I had no idea where that was going until the end. So I guess this is what a parasite's perspective of what it's like, and then it evolves, and it's just like, well, this is it, I'm dying, and then I realize it evolves. So on that note, I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, give a thumbs up, also the bells videos, which is whenever, and leave down some Pokemon creepypastas or anime creepypastas you want me to read in the future, and I will certainly do that. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.